Welcome back to my channel, my friends. So my friends, this is the third installment, or rather this is the third in series of single-handed debates, my friends, onto which you are the one, who is going to respond. And my friends, this is the third installment, in our series of the patriotic reformations, or rather the revitalization of that so-called patriotic spirit, guys, which are India's laws. This is the third in series of enlightening sessions, my friends, which we as Indians, we as Indian citizens, or we as boys and girls, should do, for our upcoming generations, guys, such as to have a better India, such as to have a more beautiful India, such as to have a more metropolitan India, such as to have a more spectacular India, such as to make sure that each and every man and woman in India happens to be white, such as to make sure that each and every man and woman in India happens to reach the pinnacle stage, of his or her, pinnacle stage of his or her growth, and not be the victim of dwarfism, which is really happening in our India now, and not even being the victim of that so-called lot of integumentary issues, which we are having, in India, guys, because of that so-called tan, which is basically targeted onto us, and that is not by nature, my friends, that is by us. Now, my friends, let us, in order to deal with it, what are we as Indians doing, my friends, for our people? My friends, when it comes about an Indian person, or when it comes about a person, who happens to be of Indian origin, my friends, why is that such, that an Indian fellow, or rather an Indian human being, is not reaching the full potential of his vertical elongation when it comes about his or her stature? Why is that Indian having those so-called issues of that hair loss? My friends, let's take into consideration this agglomeration Bangalore. The agglomeration Bangalore happens to be an absolutely beautiful agglomeration, but my friends, the vast degree of pollution and the vast degree of really hazardous emissions, which are basically taking place, which are really taking place in the atmosphere of agglomeration Bangalore, and because of that so-called factor of carbonation gas in the waters of Bangalore, and my friends, because of that devastation, in the weather and climatic conditions, or rather the atmospheric conditions, or rather the environmental impacts, my friends, which all these things are bringing to us, my friends. Which is why, an agglomeration Bangalore, my friends, is having a lot of bald-headed individuals. And my friends, this is not simply, to deal with males, even with females. Now, my friends, let us deal with all these things, by following an absolutely pragmatic approach. And my friends, the thing, which I need to tell you is that we as Indians, my friends, were we always intended to be like this, or were we always intended to be so dark, in our skin, or were we always intended to be the victim of dwarfism, where there are only one or two 6-foot tall individuals, guys, in a group, and which is absolutely contradictory of the American standards, contradictory with the Dutch standards, contradictory with the British standards. My friends, if we take into consideration of an average British man or a British woman, my friends, an average British person, my friends, happens to be 5 foot 10 inches tall. An average British female happens to be almost 5 foot 7 inches tall. And that is not only based on the current standards, my friends, but if we happen to go to the London Heathrow Airport, my friends, we as Indians are absolutely going to be mesmerized by the way in which the Britishers look, by the way in which those people are beautiful, by the way in which those people are so tall, 6'2", 6'3", and the way in which those people are as white as milk. My friends, what is happening with us Indians? My friends, are we always were we always intended to be dark? My friends, it's not the case. My friends, back in 16th century, during the era of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the environmental impacts, which were basically devastating, which are actually devastating our climatic conditions, my friends, were so minimalistic, guys, as compared to the current standards. My friends, that so-called excessive deforestation, excessive wiping out of the jungles, excessive non-reliance, my friends, when it comes about excessive non-reliance to the vegetation, even the so-called obliteration of the Indian atmosphere, my friends. I mean, by absolutely by absolutely hazardous and by absolutely devastating or by absolutely terrible gases, which we are in fact, emitting in the atmosphere of Earth, by even that so-called, factor of carbonated water, guys, in the waters of agglomeration Bangalore. These are in fact the reasons, my friends, which are causing us Indians, to lose our beautification. My friends, our predecessors, our predecessors, were not intended to be like this. Our predecessors, my friends, would be the individuals, who were 6 feet tall. There would be the individuals, who had completely dark hair. My friends, there would be the individuals, who are really nice, complexion, who are really as white as Americans, who are really as fair as Britishers, who are really as spectacular as Europeans. My friends, but why have we lost it? My friends, is that really the case, that we Indians, because of the we Indians, were all well, that we Indians had our predecessors also being dark? My friends, that is not the case. My friends, because of all this so-called weather crisis, which is basically, which is encompassing our Indian environment or our Indian nature or our India, my friends, that is potentially causing us, to lose our beautification parameters, my friends. And which is why, my friends, a lot of our students, a lot of our young girls, a lot of our young boys, my friends, are facing all those issues. My friends, which is why that is the exact reason, my friends, that India is a victim of dwarfism. My friends, if there wouldn't have been a dwarfism in India, my friends, the average height of an average height of an Indian male would have been 5'10". It would have been 6 foot. My friends, even the average height of an Indian female would have been 5'7", like the Americans. And my friends, why are we lacking? Why are we lacking here? And why are Dutch people? Exhibiting a sense of supremacy, my friends? It is not the natural order, my friends. It is what we have been victim of, because of our so-called negligence and because of our so-called unreliance, guys, or our so-called disinclination, guys, to offer protecting our environment, to offer making elimination, guys, to all this weather crisis, which we are targeted onto. Our so-called natural resistance, my friends, which we have always demonstrated, guys, to not correct all the issues, which are taking place in our environment, not even to not correct all these issues, which are taking place in our country. Now, my friends, these are the issues, which India is facing right now. And my friends, these are the issues, which are obviously, not going to be. These are the issues, which God has not given us. Which, as I've already told you, my friends, because of our so-called erroneous presentation or our erroneous behavior, my friends, because of our so-called erroneous approach, my friends, these all issues have taken place in India. And my friends, that is one of the potential reasons, reasons why it is haunting us. And my friends, we as Indians, my friends, should basically, act in an absolutely unified manner to all for making annexations, with each and everyone. To basically, act in a harmonious manner, guys. By making affiliations and by making liaisons and by seeking partnership and by seeking cooperation of us being students. And my friends, those are the things, which we can do for our country, guys. And we can start a great Indian uprising of 2022. Like my friends, India, there was an uprising, my friends, in 1857. And my friends, right now in 2022 and another uprising, my friends, of the Indian public, of the Indian mindset, is really required. And my friends, this is the thing, which we are lacking, my friends. So my fellow students, my fellow BMSCians, my fellow citizens of the world, and my fellow Indians, obviously, what I wish to pronounce to you is that we as Indians, should launch a new regime. And my friends, we as Indians, should come up. We as Indians should all come together. We as Indians should unify ourselves, no matter, irrespective of our caste, irrespective of the separation between our caste, separation between our religion, separation between our ethnicity, separation between our color, separation based on our gender and sex. separation based on our wealth. And my friends, those are the things which we as Indians should do for the purpose of uplifting our country and for making India revolutionary once again. And my friends, let us remind us what a kind of a golden eagle India used to be. And my friends, in order to bring India back to the same state, my friends, we as students, we as boys and girls, my friends, we as youngsters, we as teenagers, we as Denizens, we as the citizens of this country, we as the fellow academics, my friends, should come across and come across, my friends, and create a resolution. And my friends, that is my address for today. And see you. And I hope you enjoyed the lecture. And please subscribe and like my content. If you really enjoyed it, and do not really forget to share it within your friends. And my friends, that is a revolution which we need to make. So Jai Hind, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj ki Jai, and Arun Ji ki Jai Amar Rahe. Bye, my friends.